Welcome to Mind Your Health podcast, dedicated to empowering you on your journey to optimal wellness. I'm your host, Dr. Connie, bringing over 25 years of experience in psychology, nutrition, physical therapy, functional medicine, and yoga. Together, we'll explore the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit, providing you with the practical insights and holistic strategies to elevate your health. Let's dive into today's episode and take a step closer to a healthier, more vibrant you.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. Connie. This is Mind Your Health podcast, and I'm starting to reveal a lot of some insights that I've gained in the last few years dealing with chronic kidney failure, failed transplant. It's taken me on a forced journey of really lots of reflection, lots of studies, lots of critical thinking about what we need in terms of regaining ourselves as well as our health and taking back control. And so today I want to talk to you guys about the untold truth about healing, because healing is a process, we all know. And I want to talk though about how when doctors are wrong and the body actually defies science. I know many of you are going through some sort of a health struggle, and it's more common post-COVID era now than ever before. It's just a state of modern life these days, and so we just have to stay vigilant. And I'm here to tell you that science has limits, and all the things that's out there right now, it can be noise unless you are able to better tune in with yourselves and really start to read the signals of your body that it's sending you, that you're the best doctor for your own health than the doctors, okay? Because we live in a world where medical professionals are viewed as the ultimate authority on health, which is what I believed. And yet, time and time again, they are proven wrong. And miraculous healings happen every day. Cases where people defy their diagnoses, where chronic illnesses disappear, where the body regenerates in ways that science cannot explain. But these stories are often dismissed or labeled as anomalies rather than studied as the profound evidence they are. Actual proof that we are far more capable of healing than we've been led to believe. It's like if they can't explain something, they dismiss it. And I believe that is just not the way that we should be living as patients on the receiving end. Because as someone who's been told that I too am an anomaly or an outlier that science can't explain, but they still shrug their shoulders and give me the same protocol with anybody else with the same diagnosis, which is lupus that I have. For over 2 decades, I've come to understand that when science can't explain something, it's often dismissed as anecdotal. However, I also realized that hope, when faced with the life-altering diagnoses like I had to live, can still be found if you can shift your perspective and stay open to possibilities. The modern medical system is deeply flawed because it separates the human body from the human being. It categorizes symptoms, isolates organs, and universally prescribes medications as if we're all the same. It teaches patients that they are powerless, that healing only comes from an external intervention, and their role is simply to comply with the treatment plan, putting them at charge, not you. And this just wasn't an option for me. So when told I can be on disability, need dialysis, a transplant, and a life with immune suppressants, this realization for someone who is considered an expert in health and wellness came as a shock to everything I believed in. And I had a choice to succumb to my fate or to redirect my fate by having faith in my own body and mind to overcome this challenge and rise above the situation. And I want for you to, for a moment, to entertain the possibility that your prognoses can be proven wrong. What if your actual doctors are wrong about your diagnoses or your prognoses? Because I've had many bouts of health crisis due to my autoimmune condition called lupus, and been told I can't have babies, can't see the sun, can't eat this, can't eat that, and to always take it easy to avoid flares. I don't know what that life looks like, but I had a tough time doing that. Essentially, they were telling me to live at the mercy of my condition in fear, and that is irreversible or incurable. And they did everything they could for me to believe that, but I didn't. So I've lived my life on my terms, defying everything that the doctor said. Many told me I'd be living on medications for the rest of my life and probably not hold a full-time job, and that the flares can erupt at any time, that they didn't know why and what would cause the flares to limit stress. For so long, I didn't know what it meant to limit stress. Because as a type A overachiever, I'm wired this way to keep pushing forward no matter what. I was conditioned and really brought up this way. And for someone like me, I just didn't know how to slow down. My whole identity was dependent on my performance or achievements. And it wasn't until I found yoga and immersed myself in this sacred practice that I truly became slowly aware of my consciousness, which cleared to fully realize who I truly am. So today I'd like to ask a question to you. What if healing is an inside job? Now, to me, this is a definitive statement, but I want you to ponder that. What if your symptoms are not diseases, but messages from your body guiding you toward alignment? It's a very different way to look at it. When the doctors get it wrong, what do you do? And I've seen it repeatedly. People told me they would never walk again as a physical therapist working in rehab, but they do. People are told their organs would fail without medication, yet they heal. People diagnosed with incurable conditions only to later test negative for them. I too, happened many times for me personally. And the doctors shrug their shoulders and shake their heads and tell me, nope, your lupus isn't gone, it's incurable. So tough luck, Connie. Just live with that. And they pretty much tell me you'll have to live with medications to tame the condition, which forced me for the first half of my life to live in fear and listening to and watching every biomarker, and the lab results dictated my days. I've experienced it time and time again. I was told that my body would fail me, and that if I didn't do this, then this would happen, and it didn't. And so when it didn't, they still trusted themselves, didn't believe in what actually happened. So there was a little bit of a disconnect. And then there was no way out of my condition except through medications and procedures. So I did all the things they recommended, but still believed in my body to regenerate and heal. Now, sometimes those treatments helped, sometimes they didn't. But it's as if they only gave me the option, their perspective. I kept choosing ways to holistically heal by regulating my nervous system and worked on my mind to shift my perspective and mindset time and time again, because they weren't doing me any favors in that regard. It was hard when I was going through a rough patch, but I knew there was no other choice. And the evidence was clear. The doctors don't know everything. They're at best making educated guesses. And I kept trying a different path. And my body responded slowly, not because of a miracle, but because I reclaimed my power. And I did the work to listen, to actually nourish, and to align and remove what was blocking my health. And it was all the things that I was groomed to be, brought up this way. And I started to detach from all the expectations. And in doing so, I defied the system that told me I couldn't. And I'm faring pretty well today. So let's talk a little bit about the science versus the soul. The problem with the Western medicine is that it operates purely on what can be measured, quantified, and studied under a microscope. I used to heavily believe in this stuff. But the human body is much more than a collection of data points. It's a living, breathing intelligence that cannot permanently be reduced to numbers. The biomarkers that we hyper-focus on in medicine is just a glimpse of your state. While it helps to measure, it's just the effects of an unbalanced nervous system. And if the doctor's claims are true that certain diseases are incurable, why does the following happen? Why do spontaneous remissions happen? Why do some people heal despite doing everything wrong, while others deteriorate despite doing everything right? Why do holistic interventions work for some, but not others? Because healing is not just biological, it's emotional, energetic, spiritual, and deeply personal. I've lived with this truth, and I'm living proof that the spiritual practice of gratitude truly does shift your perspective and allows your mind and body to heal. Yet this is so hard when faced with dire circumstances, and I can attest to this, as I've lived through this, as my condition destroyed my kidneys to a point where they failed. And without hope and faith, through gratitude, I don't think I would be here right now to share this phenomenon. I had to keep shifting my beliefs to align with me versus accepting other people's beliefs and perspectives. I no longer was swayed by them because I had to get real with myself. And this required countless hours of meditation, reflection, yoga, pain, and suffering. But I'm glad for this because I am so much closer to understanding the core of who I am versus who I was told I had to be. And the truth is that Western medicine has yet to embrace the power of belief fully, the nervous system's role in healing, the impact of trauma, or the body's intelligence. Instead, it continues to treat symptoms like problems to be fixed rather than wisdom to be understood. And as a scholar for a greater part of my life, I too used to hyper-focus on the biomarkers, what they mean to dictate my day, just as someone allows the number on the scale to define them. And every patient that walked through my door is a problem to solve. And this proved to be a broken strategy, so I had to reevaluate my strategy. So I want to shift gears to reclaiming your power to heal. Because if you take nothing else from this, let it be this, that you are not broken no matter what you're going through. You're not merely a patient waiting for a diagnosis and prescription. You're a living, healing being, fully capable of transformation when you reconnect with yourself. And that really is the essence of your healing journey. Because healing starts when you listen to your body instead of numbing it, challenge the narrative that you are powerless, remove the physical, emotional, and energetic toxins that keep you stuck, and align your life with what your body needs: movement, nourishment, rest, breath, and connection, which are all things you get from yoga, is why I founded the Functional Yoga Medicine. The system won't teach you this because it doesn't profit from empowered self-healing individuals, but that doesn't mean it isn't true. So if you've ever been told that your body can't heal, that you'll be sick forever, that your symptoms are permanent, question it. Because more often than not, those statements are based on limitations in medicine, not limitations in you. I wanted to dedicate this episode on my podcast for those who are struggling or going through a rough patch like I did. Because I truly believe whatever circumstances, no matter how dark they may seem, believe that it is happening for you, not to you. And this is hard, you guys, is why I do the work I do, because it's at least shifts you in that direction, because it took a long time for me to get to where I am. I regard every obstacle as an opportunity, not a curse. I've felt through so much of the feelings that I've repressed through the last few years, challenged every limiting belief to overcome them, and found the courage to keep fighting for my health as opposed to being defined by them. I believe we can all take responsibility for our own lives and live fully by stepping into our power and unapologetically not do, but be who we truly are. I've been hiding for the most of my life, trying to be someone I'm not. And now that I've faced the darkest fear, which is death, I am committed to living my truth. And this led me to freedom and healing. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to have this conversation with you too. So are you ready to take back your health? Because I'm super serious about my business, about what I can do for you. Because this is precisely why I created Functional Yoga Medicine, to give people the tools to reclaim their healing power outside of a system that keeps them stuck. Because I was there for so long. Let's work together if you're ready to break free from the traditional medical model and truly understand what your body is trying to tell you. Because healing isn't something that happens to you, it's something that happens through you. And the sooner you realize, the sooner you'll experience the kind of transformation the world called impossible. Follow me, subscribe, and let's create the best life and health together no matter what you may be going through. And if you enjoyed this message, or if you have somebody who can benefit from this message, please share. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Leave me reviews, subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Mind Your Health podcast. I hope you found our discussion insightful and inspiring. Remember, your journey to wellness is a continuous process, and every step you take brings you closer to optimal health. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who might benefit. Stay also connected with us on @Dr. Connie Cheung on YouTube as well as Instagram for more resources and updates. Until next time, take care of your mind, nurture your body, and honor